This episode is brought to you by Naked Fig Soap. Shop over a dozen handcrafted artisan soaps locally sourced and made in Arizona using the finest non-toxic intentional ingredients. Naked Fig Soap also offers facial care products along with accessories like soap dishes, soap saver bags, and more.
Visit their website at nakedfigsoap.com and use code DRUMMINGUP, all one word, for 20% off online orders. And that is the best place to find her now.
Yes.
She doesn't really have a storefront so much as she has
As of right now.
Yeah, as of right now,
Yes.
she has her products in certain locations,
Yes.
which again is the best place to find her is at her nakedfigsoap.com website.
Yes.
Or her socials. Instagram is a great spot to find her. Ask her any questions where she's going to be at like a farmer's market.
Yes.
You can find all that out. Or
But coming up, she's
Yeah.
moving to bigger and better opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. And we're very happy to hear that because,
Yes.
we just want to
She's
make
one
sure
of our
she's doing
favorite,
okay.
favorite companies.
Oh, yeah. Whenever we're getting low, we always place our order.
Yes.
And again, use that code drumming up,
Yes.
all one word, to get that 20% off discount.
For sure.
nakedfigsoap.com. It'll be in the show notes. We'll have her website. And then the best thing to do is from the website, go find her socials, follow her. That helps her. And by you doing that, it helps us because we know you're listening and we know you're buying her great products. She also offers tattoo care and everything too.
Yes,
so
she does.
just a ton of stuff that she does. It's all locally made and everything. So what was that website again?
That is nakedfigsoap.com.
Using code drumming
Drumming
up,
Up.
all one word, for 20% off at checkout.
Hi there, this is Julian of Gorad, and you are listening to Drumming Up Conversation. Hell yeah.
Drumming up conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Yeah.
Hey, this is Jeff Bowders, and you are watching the Drumming Up Conversation podcast.
Hello and welcome to Drumming Up Conversation. I'm Justin Wood.
I'm Andrea Wood. Intro and outro music is provided by Arizona prog metal band Temporal Displacement. You can email us at just at Gmail at temporaldisplacement@gmail.com. You can find us
Or
on
Drumming Up Conversation.
What did I say?
You said temporal displacement.
Oh, shit.
Which that wouldn't even be right anyway because there's 2014 at the end of it.
Oh shit. Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
It's going
start over.
way back.
Hello
way
and
back
welcome
machine.
to Drumming Up Conversation. I'm Justin Wood.
I'm Andrea Wood. Intro and outro music is provided by Temporal Displacement, Arizona prog metal band, Justin's band. He's the drummer. You can find their music anywhere you listen to your favorite music. You can email us at drummingupconversation@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Drumming Up Conversation and on X at Drum Conversing. You can listen to our audio podcasts on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And you can watch our video version on YouTube. Don't forget to watch, listen, subscribe, rate, review, and give us a 5-star
Yeah.
rating. And follow us.
Yeah.
And tell a friend.
Yeah. And coming up soon, our 200th episode will be available.
Yep.
We're already starting to work on that. We're having a bunch of guests coming on.
It's going to be long.
It's going to be a lengthy one. I'm going to have to split it up into parts on the audio version, but YouTube, I'll see what I can do. But yeah, it's one of those you can split it up in segments if you want. But it's a lot of fun. We're talking about us, something I'm not biggest fan of, just because I don't like asking people like, hey, do just talk about our podcast. It's not what I like to do. But I felt it was a good time to do it because 200 is a pretty big milestone, considering where we were on episode 1 to where we are now. We've stuck with it.
200 weeks.
Consecutive except for one. And I'm still upset about that one. We
But
just had to.
that's when we were moving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had to. We just did not have time. Everything was packed away.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, we're gonna have our 200th, and we're having another guest today. But I was gonna say on that 200th episode, you'll see different locations on it because we were house sitting this last week, so we're at the parents' house, and we just had a lot going
We
on.
were just so busy. It just made sense to be closer into the valley
hmm
and more centralized.
Yeah, just where everything was. We had to do something in North Scottsdale for one day, and then we went to Apache Junction for
Which
one.
was so much fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, thank you, Greg Gonerman, owner of La Ramita Cellars, for letting us do that. That was a lot of fun. Originally, it was set up that we were going to work with him, and then he had something Tuesday and Thursday that he had to be in Wilcox for, and so he just asked if we could do the whole event, which was perfectly fine for us. We ended up meeting a lot of cool people.
Poured a
Irene
lot of wine.
poured
We
a lot.
went through 2.5 cases. Yeah.
It
Or
was a lot of fun.
2.25, I guess.
Yeah.
Because one case was a half, so
Yeah.
went through 2.25.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, and you also noticed that we had our Cobra Kai episode last week or 2 weeks ago, which was fun. I'm still on the moon with that, over the moon with that one. That was a lot of fun to do.
It was.
And our guest today has something to do with that as well. And so once he comes on, that'll be a lot of fun to talk as well. More of the Miyagi side, which is really cool to get that aspect.
Right.
Which Peter Vonasek was very big on Miyagi as well. That was who he was really a big fan of and what hooked him into the whole thing, and especially loving Karate Kid Part 2 for that reason. And so, yeah, that was really fun. And then last week we had the trivia one, which we did get a feedback on one of the questions that I had feedback on, which was the location one.
The location has never changed for Lambeau Field. Never. So
but you just said location, you didn't say the stadium.
Where's their stadium located?
Green Bay.
Located.
Okay.
Location.
So the Chargers and Rams are still in LA.
But they're at different stadiums.
No, they play in the same stadium.
But it's new.
Yeah,
correct?
but it's still in LA.
It was never there.
And they moved.
So originally they never played at that stadium.
I'm not sure if the Browns ever, I don't know if they got, I don't know enough about them, but I don't know if they got a new stadium or not. They might be still playing in the same one.
I don't know. I'm right. So I'm sticking to it. Last night we went on Fear Frontier's nighttime ghost tour. We were in the mine and something threw a rock against.
We're hoping it was something and not someone.
It couldn't have been.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been.
I hope not. I hope someone didn't do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We did that. That was the first time this year that we've done it. And it was nice because we have not been able to do an actual Halloween tour. Because it's always been on a weekday since we've known them.
Yeah.
And so
really busy.
Being that it was on a Friday, we finally got to go and do that on the true Halloween. Because we did it, I think the first time we went out there was a little bit before.
It was because we were looking for a Halloween ghost tour.
And that's how we found them. And been friends ever since. And it was a good tour. We let them know. We let Michael know on the way out because Chloe and Matt went to lock everything up. But we let Michael know, and he agreed with us that the mine was a little louder than it should have been. There's a lot of people were playing on their phones and stuff when it was pitch black, and it's like, just stop it.
Yeah. That I wish everybody would have just, for one full minute, just go completely black.
But there was a lot of activity.
There was.
And I mean, there's a part of me too that's like, well, maybe all the talking and chaos gets them to go a little bit more.
True.
But that's something maybe to set up ahead of time. It's not a bad idea to have a lot of chaos, but just let everyone know, hey, certain points, let's just be quiet for a little bit too and see what happens. So, but great tour. I like that they have their Spirits of the Bordello now, which is really cool because that's where it ends. And they tell different stories now, and it's
we heard a lot of different stories last night.
Yeah, we didn't go by the one
we didn't
store, which was cool.
The old apothecary.
Yeah. They did something different.
I thought we were stopping, and then we kept walking. I'm like, okay, cool. I like it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a big group. It was weird though, because I think we've been in bigger groups numerically, but it just seemed like a big group because I think everyone's a little more active. It just seemed more full. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, or maybe there's more people than it said.
Yeah,
because I didn't do a head count.
And I like that Matt was trusting Michael and Riley to tell a few more stories.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, that's good. It's good for them too, and I'm sure it's good for him to kind of just take a little break.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of activity at the Mercantile.
Mm-hmm. Oh
That
yeah.
light went on
Yeah.
for no reason at all, and then turned off. Then went
And
on
then
right
turn
again. Yeah,
back on. Yeah.
that's cool. So
It's a
yeah,
lot of fun.
it's a lot of fun. And then yeah, again, the wine pouring was a lot of fun. And
We
then we
met
had
a lovely lady named Irene. We may have gotten her a little tipsy, maybe.
that was at her discretion. She kept coming to us. We didn't bring stuff to her.
Everybody said they loved the Laramita wine.
They said it was the best
It was
wine
the best wine there.
of the whole event.
Yep.
So
It's awesome.
yeah, and it was really, really good because we have to taste it. We gotta know what we're pouring.
To know what you're pouring.
We didn't get stupid or anything about it, but we just had a little bit. So
Hey, just like, bless you.
thank you.
If we had worked at Total Wine, we'd have to try everything. That's a requirement with them.
Yeah.
Because their salespeople
Too
need
bad
to
they
know
don't have
what they're
enough
talking about.
locals to try
Yeah,
though.
they used to.
They used to. But it's all right. We got plenty of other places to go, and we're pretty stocked right now
Are
too
you?
because
Wine
Greg was very generous with us with
Yes.
giving us.
Yep.
We have one that we're gonna have tonight. That's I don't think we've tried it, so it's a brand new one I think or something.
Yes. Yep.
So should have brought it in with us, but yeah. So it's gonna be really good.
Yep.
All of his wines are great, so you can't go
Yeah.
wrong with it.
He makes the best rosé I've ever had, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down by far. Kudos to Greg.
Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, so he came over Sunday night.
Mhm.
Like it was kind of a last minute thing. He came over and dropped stuff off and went over everything with us, and yeah, we did it. So well, you know, it's good. And he sent a great thank you to us for
Yes.
doing that and everything. And so thank you, Greg, for doing that. We really appreciate it. All right, so today we're joined by filmmaker Kayvon Derak Shanian. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Your name is very close to one of my favorite keyboardists, so I wanted to make sure to say Derek
Oh, yeah.
Sharinian.
Yeah. Actually, my whole last name is the last two parts are connected, but people were having a hard time like pronouncing it. So I said, let me just split it into two, so it makes it easier.
Fair enough.
So
Now,
yeah,
how do you pronounce it?
it's just Derek Shanian, Derek
Okay.
Shanian, just the way it's spelled, but I just split it apart. But it's all good. I don't really care. People were calling me Kevin for, I don't know, 30, 40 years. So
Right.
I'm used to whatever. It's all the same.
Fair enough.
So, you are Iranian?
Correct.
Iranian. I'm sorry, Iranian.
Correct.
And were you born there?
Yeah, I was born there. I came here in 1977. I was pretty young. All my family had already moved here, so we were the last ones to come here. You know, in the beginning, it was great. For the first couple of years, it was really, you know, it's kind of hard coming from another country, and learning the language and all that stuff is pretty hard. But I found friends pretty easy. I mean, it was really fun. For the majority of my childhood was fun until the revolution happened in Iran. You know, the 1979, and then all the hate, everything that was going on over there, we were seeing like the brunt of all the hate here. So that was kind of, you know, when you're young, when you're like 10 years old, it's hard to take in all the, you know, bad things people tell you and stuff like
For
that.
sure.
But, you know, now I've gotten used to it. So, but yeah, so far so good. Yeah, we came here in 1977, and I haven't gone back since. I mean,
Really?
my mom goes back every couple of years. My dad goes back, but I haven't gone back. I actually got my passport. I'm hoping to go back, but you know, I'm just waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have children?
yeah, I have two kids. I have a daughter that's 22, and I have a son that's 25.
So it's always important to share your roots. Are they looking
Oh,
forward? Do they
absolutely.
want to go?
Yeah, actually, they both want to go. They both
That's
want to go.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just waiting until like the right time.
Mhm.
Right now, I don't know what other conflicts are going to go on between
Right.
the countries when it mellows down a little bit. But you know, back then when I was a child, it was just like here. Everything was like here. It was like free. You could do whatever you want. And
Mhm.
even right now, it's getting a little bit better. But still, you know, they need to work on it a little bit. But
Yeah.
so.
So what originally got you into filmmaking?
I had a neighbor. He bought the first VHS camcorder. I think it was like back in 1982 or something like that. And he was also into martial arts. And we started playing around with the camera, and he said, "Hey, do you want to, just film something? Do like, come in front of the camera and do your nunchucks and stuff like that." I think I actually posted like one of the videos on my Instagram. And then like a week later, I said, "Why don't we do a film? Let's call it Enter the Black Belt," like kind of, like Enter the Dragon, do Enter the Black
Oh, yeah.
Belt. So we got all like the neighborhood kids and all that stuff, and we just did something really stupid. It was like it's just no premise, nothing. It's just we just got together and shot some stuff. And then the same night, we showed it to our family and friends, and they started laughing and having a good time and crying at the parts they were supposed to cry and laughing at parts of. And I just kind of said, "Wow, I can express myself with another form of, because I'm personally like a shy person. I don't really like to talk a lot, but so it just, I don't know, it just kind of triggered something in my head. I can tell stories with video, with stuff like that make people feel a certain way. So that's what made me want to start doing films, even as a child. And I
That's really
made
cool.
crap ton of films, like even as 12-year-old. I made so many films. But back then we didn't have YouTube to post anything.
Yeah.
So everything is just like sitting in my the VHS, and it's nowhere. I gotta transfer it one of these days and post it, but it's still doing nothing. Yeah.
No, it's fun to just kind of share that kind of stuff too, to show, hey, this is when I was having fun. I didn't know what I was doing, but this can inspire someone else that maybe is my age, around my age, that, hey, this is something that you can do if you're shy or you're just not sure how to express yourself, this is another format you can use.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And that wasn't the one where you spray painted the water guns, though, is it? Or is that later?
No, how do you know about that one?
Because I study stuff.
No, that was completely something else. That was that was the first year we were at a junior college. Oh, I did some really, really stupid things. There was one time that I don't even know if I should say this on camera, but I mean, when you're kids, you're stupid. You don't know what you're doing. So there was a scene that we had to do that you take out. It was like a shooting going on between like two cars while they were on the freeway.
Mhm.
So the other car was one of our friends. He had one of the plastic guns, and I had a plastic gun, and we were like shooting back and forth. But imagine if something like that were to do with everyone with phones and everything. So thank God that no one saw it, no one called the police, but it was a pretty good scene. And there was another time that we went into this this construction zone. It was on a weekend. It was closed. And I said, if it's closed, we can just do like a fight scene and stuff like that. But we did have those plastic guns. And then we were doing the scene, and I didn't know there was a security guard in one of those homes that called the police. And while we were shooting, we had 3 cop cars that came towards us. They opened up the door and pointed the guns at us. They drop your freaking guns. And I said, "Hey, it's plastic. And I just kind of tossed the gun to them, and they came and told us, "Hey, if you want to do something, just go at like a park, like a public park, or back in the forest where no one can see you guys doing all this stuff." And that's what we did. But then when I went over there, they told us, "Oh, you need permits and stuff like that." So that's how it started. It starts out like, you having fun, and then slowly it becomes serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how you learn too. Like, okay, let's not do that again.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I have many, many, many stories of things not to do. Yes.
Yeah, you learn
Yeah.
more from failure than success. So
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, because fortunately that didn't turn into a bad scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, back then it was a little bit more relaxed than now.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
people right now are just so afraid of, "Oh my God, who's that person? Who's that dark person with a gun?" Oh. But right now, I think, and back then, it was just where I grew up, I was probably the only brown person. Everybody else was, so I'm used to like being around like white and, my wife
Where
is
did
from
you grow
Oklahoma.
up?
I came to Anaheim, but now I'm in
Okay.
Lake Forest.
Okay.
So Lake Forest is like, but I don't. You're not. You don't. you shouldn't judge anyone based
Right.
on color or anything. You just have a conversation with them. If they're a nice person, they're a nice person.
Exactly.
If they're not, then stop talking to them. Move on to somebody else.
It's
Yep.
that simple.
So
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Why complicate it with something that's so simple? Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who inspired you as far as filmmakers when you were getting started?
Um, I grew up watching Twilight Zone films a lot, like Rod
Nice.
Serling. If you really look at all the horror films, all the sci-fi films, somehow they've taken Rod Serling's concept. I would say 90% of the films that are out there. And I like Brian De Palma. I like John Dahl. John Dahl. I think that Red Rock West and Kill Me Again. Those were really good films.
Red Rock
Um,
West. That's a good one. Yeah.
yes. That director is really good. For some reason, he's not doing features anymore. He switched over to doing television series. He does like one episode here, one episode there. I don't know the reason, but all the films that he made, all the feature films that he made, they're brilliant. All of them are great. So, but in general, I think Twilight Zone. I mean, even if you watch a couple of the short films that I made now, I've taken either from Twilight Zone, a little concept from Twilight Zone, or Alfred Hitchcock. So they were big influences for me.
Yeah. We just watched Rear Window and The Birds last
Oh
weekend.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, The Birds is that what a fantastic movie that still is,
it is. Oh,
60 years later
absolutely,
or whatever. It's just amazing that it still holds up today. The
absolutely.
technology they were using, you can tell it was still done then, but it's not like corny. It's still really, really good. And it's just like, yeah, that's just watch this and you can learn a lot just from the
Right.
simplicity of what they were doing.
Right. Yeah, the camera movements and the way you show a person, how,
Yeah.
and the pacing back then was a little bit slower, which it works really well for me. But for now, like now, when you watch any kind of animation, it's so fast paced. By the time you try to fill the characters, the scene is gone. So it's just, yeah, I do tend to watch a lot of stuff back from like the 80s and 90s and stuff. Yeah. Scarface is like one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Not that it's like the greatest film ever made, but it's just there's something about it. I love Al Pacino. I love De Niro. It's just something about that movie. I've watched that movie so many times that I practically have memorized the whole thing from beginning to end.
Like us in Godfather.
Godfather, yes.
And that's just talk about slow pacing, but just character development and how great that just every
Correct.
time you watch it, it's like I never caught that before. You're always seeing something new because
Correct.
it's such great directing that the back, the behind the scenes is almost as important as what's going on in the forefront is, like you almost have to pay attention to what's going because it's so well done, it's so natural that it's just
Right.
like a camera in someone's house and this is going on.
Right.
And it's I don't know. I don't know how to explain. That's why it's one of the greatest films of all time. So,
Correct. I went to his Lifetime Achievement Award last year. They gave him a lifetime at AFI, and everyone was there. This is the first time that I was able to actually see Al Pacino, De Niro, everyone that you can think of was there. Well, it was a great experience for me. But, I didn't really want to walk up to them and talk to them because, Al Pacino and De Niro are like, when you have these icon actors in your head, I'm always afraid to approach them if they say something wrong or they might be in a bad mood and they end up saying something that kind of will destroy my childhood.
yeah.
So those are the two people I will never approach at all, even if I see them. So, but it was a good experience. I got to see everyone, even now. Ralph Ralph Macchio was there too.
Oh, yeah, okay, Outsiders.
He
So yeah,
Outsiders, correct? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
What a great movie that was too. All
yeah.
the actors that came out of that. Geez, I mean, Coppola
Successful.
Coppola just had an eye for talent. I mean,
Correct.
you just go back and start looking at like he wanted Al Pacino so bad, and everyone's like, take him. We don't want him. He's not, going to be anything in Hollywood. It's like, yeah, look at the guy now. Like he just sees talent with he.
Oh,
I don't
correct.
know. Yeah, it's crazy just to think of those guys that can just see something that other people don't.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it just fascinates me that he just it. I don't know how to explain it. Just to have that eye and just know, no, this is my guy and this is who I want. I don't want anyone else. And
Well, because when you write a story, you're visualizing a person. You're visualizing this one character, whether he's this color or this hair color or the posture and all that stuff. And then when you see him walking around in the street, you go, "Oh my God, that's the guy that fits my character." Like when I write something, I always visualize the character that's already out there. It helps you to write it more smoothly because then you put that character in your head. What would he do if he was in the situation? And it makes it easier. But I completely get that. Is that you can. There's so many good actors out there, so many, but none of them get a chance. I mean, there's thousands and thousands. I did a short film and we did a casting call, and for each character, I had about 1,500 people that submitted for each part, and there was six parts. Just imagine, it's just I really feel bad for actors. I really feel bad for them. I mean, I would say 0.001% of them end up making it. At the same,
I'm a musician, so I completely understand. It's the same thing with music too. It's like there's so much great talent out there that no one's ever going to see.
correct. I ran a film festival for the longest time, and a lot of people came in who had won an Oscar, been nominated for an Oscar short film, and great films, great directors. And I go and look him up on IMDb, and I said, "Well, whatever happened to this guy? He's not doing anything." And I would say probably 10% of them are working, even the ones that have won an Oscar. So it just makes you think. It's like, who are the people that are making these films? And there's some crappy films out there on these platforms. And I'm thinking there's so many great directors that can turn this film around. But I guess there's a reason for everything. Either the person who's financing, or there's so many different things.
Yeah, for sure.
So you are into martial arts, correct?
Correct.
How did you get into that?
Oh, everyone loves Bruce Lee. But when I was in Iran, everyone's fan was Bruce, because we saw Enter the Dragon and all that stuff. And we used to make our nunchucks and stuff like that with like broomsticks and rope. And I'm sure everyone did that.
Yep.
So when we came here, when the revolution happened, I was really good at football. So we used to go to like Sega Center and play football and all that stuff. So with my friend, we were playing football, and these two guys come and say, "Oh, you guys want to challenge us?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So he puts like 50 cents on the table. So we start playing. And I'm pretty good at football. I mean, that's one of the things I'm good at. So we end up winning. We won, and I took the 50 cents and I put it in my pocket. We were, I think, 12 years old. And then we started walking back home. And then all of a sudden, those two guys with the bike, they come right in front of us. And believe it or not, they have a switchblade, and he opens up his switchblade. So can we cuss or not cuss?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he does this switchblade, and he says, "Give me my fucking 50 cents back." And I'm 12 years old. I'm thinking, okay, it's 50 cents. So I just pulled the 50 cents and I threw it at him. I said, "Here." He said, "You cheated." I said, "Well, how do you cheat in football? I can't cheat in football." So it kind of affected me. All the stuff that happened to me, I never told my parents. I mean, every day I would get like beat up or something. I didn't tell them anything. But this had an effect on me. So when I went home, I told my dad what happened, and he said, "Hey, what do you think about joining martial arts? Something that you like and all that." I said, "That sounds great." He said, "Let's walk over to the YMCA," which was like walking distance. "Let's go over there, see what they have over there." So I went over there. The instructor's name was Dennis Strong, and he was one of Fumio Demura's students. So every time that we did, the testing or tournaments and stuff, we would go to Fumio Demura's main dojo. And for people who don't know who Fumio Demura is, he's the one who did all the stunt for Pat Morita, from the Karate Kid 1 all the way to all the shows that Pat Morita did. So basically that's how, and then when I went to Sensei Demura's dojo, he had pictures of Bruce Lee and him together. And I don't know, everything just kind of merged. I don't know what it was. Actually, my brother went with me to the karate classes, but he didn't like karate at all. He just stuck around for 1 week. He said, "What the hell is this?" But I ended up liking it. I ended up liking it. And to this day, I still do it in some way or another.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean that's very Karate Kid-esque with that story too.
Yeah.
Is they
Mm.
came on you with bikes and you know
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes, that's crazy. Switchblade for 50 cents.
Yes, for 50, and I think, what the hell is a 50? Back then in the 80s,
Yeah.
50 cents, maybe 50
Yeah,
cents is like $5 now, but
Yeah, yeah.
you could get two candy bars for 50 cents. You
for
could go
sure.
to
Yeah.
Thrifty and get two ice cream cones. So I guess it was like $5 now, but still,
Yeah.
I wouldn't pull a switchblade to anyone for
Right.
$5.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It
So
is.
yeah. And so what martial arts did you take? What did you take certain specific disciplines or did you stick to one?
Right. I didn't really know when I started. Dennis Strong Sensei, they were doing Shotokan.
Okay.
So I started in Shotokan. I did Shotokan for the longest time, and then Sensei Demura ended up switching to Shitoryu, and then we had to learn Shitoryu, and then now he's doing Genbu Kai, which I was already taking karate with another instructor, Paul Gacha, that he's really close to us. So, and then now that I'm a little bit older, I just do it for the workout rather than the discipline or the tournaments. I don't go to tournaments anymore. I do kickboxing, I do taekwondo just for the fun of it. But with Japanese style, they're very strict, and you have to do a certain thing. You got to go teach. You got to go. Not that I don't want to do that, but I just don't have the time to teach and go to tournaments and judge and all that stuff. So I just kind of pulled out, and I'm doing things that is just good for my health right now.
Yeah, no, and that's good. To do that and just keep it fresh, just to even an hour can just get you go,
Exactly.
okay, yeah, okay, cool, I can still do this and still, so
Exactly.
if I am ever in a situation, I know still what I'm capable of doing, and that's the point
Completely.
of it. Yeah.
Completely, exactly. We were actually talking. I went to a party a couple of nights ago, and then there were one of my friends. He said, "Oh, there's two other guys here that know they're black belts. Do you want to meet them?" So they came and talked to me and all that stuff. The first thing that I did is I slowly punched went close to his face to see whether he's going to block it or do anything, and he didn't. He said, "I haven't been training for that long. It's been long." And I said that's the whole purpose of training, is that if someone comes at you, you don't think. Your arm just automatically goes up and blocks and counters. So that's the whole thing, is that when people want to, like, they see Karate Kid film or they see some other film and they think they can learn in a year or so. No, this takes like years and years and years to become a
Like Miss
habit.
Miyagi said, whole
Oh,
life.
whole life, exactly. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing because I took karate as a child, and I still practice it here and there, and we spar all the time and do stuff like that, and it's just like I want for me to be ready to go at any time, just in case you just
Exactly.
never know, and her as well. Like just know these basic things, and I've taught her submissions and
Correct.
pressure points and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like two fingers can keep someone from killing you.
No, I
Correct.
hate when he does that.
If
I
you know where
hate
to
when
put
he
them.
does.
What
The
style did
teachers
you
right
guys
here.
take?
I
What's
didn't study. He did.
I did Taekwondo, a little kickboxing, and a little Jeet Kune Do. So, which is Bruce Lee's.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
we had a
Yes.
cool school out here in Arizona that did Jeet Kune Do for a little bit, and it's like I'll
Oh,
give it a
that's great.
try.
That's great. Essentially, if you get good at one style, it's all the
Mhm.
same. It's just had a
Yeah,
just different
yeah,
way of. I mean, I try to teach my daughter all the time, like different moves. Like if someone were to come and grab you in the neck, or
yeah,
if someone were to do
yeah,
this, and I just say, think. If someone comes and grabs you, you have your arms, you have your legs. There's so many different things you can do. I
yeah.
think people just get caught up on, like, oh my God, this guy has a hold on me. What do I do? But it's just, I go through like different scenarios with him, and I kind of blame myself. I think I've overdone it, and she's become paranoid. It's like she told me the other day. She said, Dad, you tell me all these things, and I even when I go to my car, I'm so like scared. I look under the car to see if anyone's under the car. I said, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad
You
you
never
do that.
know.
You never know. These days, there's so many crazy people out there. So I guess
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think everyone should learn it, especially women.
Yeah.
Not to say that men shouldn't either, because, you can protect your woman as well, but women should learn it. Women should learn, even if it's just basic, fundamentals on how to get my thing's always been make them think about doing it twice.
Correct.
If you can stop them once, they probably won't try it
Oh,
twice
good again.
because I don't know if that person's going to do the same thing that last one did to me.
Yeah.
And then you might keep them from doing it ever again,
Right.
just stopping them once. So
Correct.
that's always been my mentality, and that's what
Yeah.
I was taught too. Is you don't necessarily need to do karate to hurt someone. It's to get them to not do it again.
Correct. Even just the fact that they know that martial arts, they'll stop fighting.
Yep.
Even like once the fight starts, you just kind of go in your position and you just kind of lean back. As
Yep.
soon as they know that you know something, they'll stop. So
We're big fans of WWE and UFC. So when we do get together and work out and spar, yeah, he's put me in headlocks. He's put me in arm bars. He's like, get out of it.
oh, good. And
Get out of it or submit. And I won't submit.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, that's very good. That's very good. My son is a big fan of WWE. He knows everything about every character and he's watched everything. So that's good.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, because again, with the whole karate thing, it's just it's just something that everyone should do, and I want to encourage everyone to do that. And I did like that you said that when you step back, because we were watching the last we watched the last season of Cobra Kai, and I was telling her like you can tell who the real fighters are and who the ones are learned in Hollywood, because I said when they step back and they're not leaning forward, that's how you know they're a real fighter.
Right. Because
So-
that gives you like an extra second to think
Yep.
what that other person's going to do.
Takes away the reach.
Correct.
And when you're reaching, you're actually giving yourself to your opponent to grab you.
Completely.
So I was like-
yeah. If you watch like the Cobra Kai series from beginning to end, all of them have started taking karate, and even Ralph got his black belt. I mean, it's great that they're all doing it. But some of the kids have learned it much faster. Like you look at Mary, she's doing like, the Saint Chinkata. It looks really good, and I'm proud of them. She's a very nice person. Very nice person.
Awesome.
I can imagine. Yeah. And Tanner did really well.
Right.
Hawk.
And Bert, the character.
Bert had
he had
he
experience.
had experience, which you could tell too,
Right,
especially when they're doing like the standing punching. It's like that's when
Right,
you
right.
can tell too. A lot of them will do this, and they're not really doing it. It's when you use your jab hand,
Correct. You
your
got
bat.
it. That's right.
Yep,
Right.
yep. So just and that I've taught her that. I'm like never ever lean forward, and when you're ever throwing a punch.
And the people who coordinate that, especially season 6, we met all the people and we choreographed a little scene. So just to pay homage to my sensei, I asked them if we can choreograph the fight scene from the Karate Kid when when they jump over the fence and do all that stuff.
Mhm.
So I've never had to go through that. And then they actually took me like step by step what you do in a film, which it made it really easy. I mean, in 10 minutes. Usually they don't really have that much time. I think they have to figure out on the same day, shoot the next day. Sometimes they even have to learn and do it on the same day. So it was a really good experience. That was actually one of my favorite experiences that's going to be part of the documentary. So.
Now, speaking of the documentary, Gerry also practices martial arts. Have you ever
He
sparred with
did.
him?
I don't know if no, we didn't spar. It was kind of so we were going back and forth with the story that he's writing about Sensei Demura. And then I went and saw Sensei Demura and he said, oh, my tournament is coming up in a couple of weeks. Do you want to come? I said, sure. He said, do you want to compete? I said, Sensei, I haven't done any Shotokan, anything for a long, long time. I mean, sure, I'll come and do something. So I started practicing my kata that I do. And then when I went to the tournament, I saw Gerry. I said, oh man, what are you doing here? I didn't know you were going to come here. So he's also a black belt. And then we went to the black belt division. And for some reason that year, there were tons and tons of black belts. And they had to split us in half. And I said, okay, the chances of us competing together, that it's 50-50 now. So, but then we ended up competing in the same group, which it wasn't fighting. I mean, I'm at that age that I don't want to really, I'm not fast enough to fight anymore. So we just did katas. So we were in the same group. We just went up and did our katas. And I came close to like 4th place. I almost placed, but I didn't. I'm considering for the amount of time that I was. I think it was okay. Gerry did really good too. So that was the only time that we competed in the same division, but we never fought each other. No, but I knew his parents. I knew his.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that his parents were his parents. When I met them, I go, oh my God, we known each other for so because when I was 10, 12 years old, they were doing the judging and all that stuff for tournaments. So I remember them. I don't know. It's just such a small world, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no, we
awesome.
thought that was really cool when he mentioned that
yeah, yeah.
too. That you guys kind of all knew each other and everything.
Right.
And so is your passion for martial arts kind of what got you to do more passion projects with your filmmaking and all that?
Right. Actually, the name of our company is Love Project Film. So we love the projects that we do. Yeah, it's just whenever I can do anything that has to do with martial arts, it's just it's such a joy just to make films and do anything that has to do with martial arts. I when back in the 80s, there wasn't any documentaries, and the only thing that was out is like Jackie Chan. I remember when Jackie Chan film came out, Big Brawl, the first one. I went to the theater. My mom dropped me off at like 9 o'clock. I said, "Come and pick me up at midnight. I want to sit and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch the thing." So there wasn't that many things out there. And then the only documentary that was made, it was called, I actually have a copy of it somewhere and I can't find it. Oh, yeah, The Warrior Within right here. This one.
Okay.
This is from the 70s. And then when I watched that, my Fumio Demura was in there. He was showing size and all that stuff, and I ended up using that for one of my documentaries. And I got to know the person who made it. Now we're good friends. Such a small world. You watch something when you're 15, and now you're friends with the producer that made this. It's very strange. But yeah, so it just I don't know. It just kind of life took me towards doing documentary martial arts, and it's so far it's been successful. And I'm going back to doing narratives now. This is probably going to be my last documentary, The Kai Hearts, and I'm going to do narratives, which like feature films and stuff like that. So
Okay.
we'll see how that goes.
We appreciate that you're doing this documentary.
Yeah, we're very excited for it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Oh, we know it will. Yeah. So and this is something that we didn't send to you prior, but do you have some favorite martial arts movies or martial artists that are in movies?
My favorite martial art film is Enter the Dragon. I've watched that over and over again. Kill or Be Killed that came out in the 80s. I watched that. So it's not the greatest film, but it's just the way it was made.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have good memories with older films. In terms of like a favorite, Scott Adkins is really good.
Yes.
I met
He
him
was in
one time.
Expendables 2. That's what you would have seen him in. Okay, yeah.
He's done. I'm good friends with the director of. I have a really bad memory. Anyways, he's done a lot of films. He's done Ninja. He's done. I accidentally ended up meeting him at AF American Film Market, and then we got to be friends. This was like probably 20 years ago. And he's done a lot of karate films, and he's the guy who actually introduced Scott Adkins to the world. Most of his film has Scott Adkins, and he's naturally talented because if you look at Isaac Thornton is his name. It's all like a master shot. He does one master. There's no cuts, so everything that you see is him actually doing what he's doing. There's no wires. There's nothing. So I think that's incredible. We tried doing a film called I forget what the name of it is. Yeah, Ultimate Game. Yeah,
Okay.
Ultimate Game, which was a martial arts film that had 60 martial arts. It was kind of the same vein as Enter the Dragon, where people go into an island. And I was like 20 years old when I made it, but it actually did. It's a horrible film. I don't recommend anyone watching it. But it did really good. It got sold to Blockbuster, to Hollywood Videos, and it did really well internationally. But it just martial arts is just fun to do.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to
say. So, what got you into the Karate Kid universe, and specifically Cobra Kai?
Karate Kid. Okay, there's a lot of little things. So obviously, Sensei Fumio Demura, right? When I was doing a documentary called, actually, it was called The Real Karate Kids about, So when I did that documentary, I saw Sensei. He was part of the Masters panel where he was teaching and all that stuff. I said, "Oh, Sensei, I haven't seen you in a long time. What have you been up to?" So we went out and ate, and I told him, "Sensei, I've been wanting to do a documentary on your life for the longest time." He said, "Well, get going because I'm getting old." And then, so I started filming that, and slowly I got introduced to different things. And prior to that, here I'll tell you a little story. I Sensei Demura used to do a lot of like stunt coordinating in different films, and so did my other sensei Paul Gacha. He had his master Dan Ivan. He was doing a lot of films with Chuck Norris and different people. So every time there was a film going on, he knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker. He said, "Oh, Kevin, if you want to come and just check it out or be an extra, you're more than welcome." So I went to all of these films. And then there was one day that Sensei Demura called and he said, "Kevin, they're shooting a film in Northridge. You want to go be an extra?" And I had such a bad cold, and I said, "Sensei, I don't think I can do this one." And then, so come to find out, it was the Karate Kid film, the tournament scene.
Yeah.
So I missed out on that one. And then, so when the Karate Kid film came out, I went and saw it here in Laguna Hills, and it was the first time that there was like a line wrapped around the whole theater, and I went, "Oh my God, this line is for this karate film." So we went and saw the film. It was, when you've done karate for so long, that kind of legitimized what we were doing, and everyone wanted to do martial arts. So that kind of, and then cut to 20 years. Yeah, 20 years after that, I was running a film festival that we ended up renting the same theater to show all the films. And I said, "Why don't we give a Lifetime Achievement Award to John Avildsen?" And he actually brought his son, and he videotaped the whole thing. It's on YouTube. So we gave them the Lifetime Achievement Award in the same theater that I watched Karate Kid when I was 15
really
years
cool.
old. So it's just, there's a lot of little things. Oh yeah, and then the other thing was Sensei had tournaments, and whenever he had tournaments, he brought a celebrity, either whether it was Chuck Norris or a guy from 007, I forget what his name is. So many different villains and stuff. And there was one day that I went and I said, "Oh, I know that guy." He was sitting all by himself, and it was Pat Morita. He was sitting in the head of the head table by himself. And I said, "Let me just go sit next to him." So I just went and sat next to him. He goes, "Hello." For some reason, he likes kids because, I don't know, he's a very, very nice guy. And I just introduced myself. I said, "Hi, I'm Kayvon, blah, blah, blah." So I've only known him from Happy Days. I've never seen him. Karate Kid wasn't even out. And then my brother was standing next to me with one of those 35 millimeter silk. I said, "Hey, can you get a picture of us?" So I have one picture of him when I was 15 with Pat Morita. So it's
cool.
just, there's a lot of little bits and pieces in my life that kind of introduced me to the Karate Kid world and stuff like that. And when we were doing Sensei's film, we had to get the approval of Pat Morita's likeness, and the person that holds the is Evelyn, which is Pat Morita's last wife. So we went to Vegas, and she said, "Let's go eat some sushi, and we can all just sign the contract for you there." So we went and met her, and then she started talking about, how Pat was in the internment camps and what he suffered, what he went through, and all that stuff. And then I started thinking, "Oh my God, that's a great documentary."
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, "What do you think about doing a documentary on Pat Morita?" She said, "I want to do a narrative." I said, "Narrative is going to cost minimum like $3 to $10 million. It's going to be hard to get that money. Why don't we do a documentary first, and then we'll see where it goes from there." And then, so she didn't really say anything. And then the real Miyagi, my sensei's documentary, came out on Netflix, and then she watched it, and there's a segment on Pat Morita. uh, that she started crying. She called me, she said, "Oh my God, Kevin, this was so great, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, why don't you write? Let's do a documentary on Pat Morita." And I go, yes. So it's just the whole thing, I think, is very strange. I'm like, in my 40s, and I'm doing a documentary on Pat that I met when I was 15. And then I end up interviewing all the people from Happy Days where I grew up watching. I'm sure everyone grew up
Oh
watching
yeah.
Happy
Oh yeah.
Days.
Yeah.
So just going to their homes and talking to them, it's just surreal, It's like, how do you, it's just I don't know, everything just working out for odd reasons. That's how I got involved in the
Yeah.
project too.
Yeah, and it was a great film. And I mean, I had known prior that he had served in the internment camps because it was in Yuma, which is out here.
Right,
Um, and that was just crazy to find out. And then you said he,
Yeah, I was reading that he had spinal tuberculosis and was
yes,
in a full body cast for almost 9 years,
correct,
and then having the surgery right after he was sent to the internment camp.
correct,
It's
correct. Yeah.
crazy.
It is. And he actually wrote a manuscript that not that many people have seen. I mean, I'm not allowed to give it to anyone because it's evidence. But he wrote about 40 pages, and then the last part of his life, he was collaborating with someone, and then the guy ended up stealing the last 10 pages. So I only have like maybe 35 or some odd pages. So the last 10 pages, I don't know what he wrote. But that alone can be taken and do really, really interesting feature films. So
sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
So, whose idea was it to make Kai Hearts?
um, After the Cobra Kai season 1 came out, I contacted Ron Thomas and I told him, "Hey, what do you think if we do a Cobra Kai documentary that's just it's your point of view, how you got the role, how it started, and what you went through, and now what it's become?" He goes, "Wow, that's a really good idea. Let's do that." So we started talking about it. He was excited, and then nothing panned out. And I just gave up on it. I said, "Okay, if he doesn't want to do it, I'm not going to push it." I forgot about it. And then I ended up doing other projects. And then 5 years later, I'm hanging out with Gerry. And Gerry says, "Hey, what can we work on?" I said, "I had this idea about doing a Cobra Kai documentary. If you want, we can do that." He said, "So what would that entail?" I said, "Well, I know these people, and I know some podcasters that are heavily into Cobra Kai, which one of them is Drew. And I can head him up and we can start from there." So I start forming this text to Drew, and I say, "Hey, Drew, what do you think about blah, 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 blah?" And I write him. And then I think about it. I go, "Gerry, listen, if we do this documentary, it's going to suck 3 years of our life. Just 3 years, we're going to have to just focus on this thing." And he goes, "Wow, okay." And then I go, "To be honest with you, I'm doing other stuff. I can't do it." So I delete the thing. I didn't send anything to Drew. And then so like a couple of weeks go by, and then Drew calls me out of nowhere. He just says, "Hey, Kevin, I have an idea about doing a Cobra Kai documentary." I said, interesting. So we started talking about it, and he's such a kind person. His family is lovely. His grandfather plays Chris. It's just the whole
Yes.
family.
That whole on the site, that was just so much fun to watch. That
It
episode
is.
one he did, that
It
is
is.
so great.
It is. So it's actually part of the documentary. So basically we went, and I told him, "Well, the first thing you have to do is we have to head up John, Josh, and Hayden and clear it with them, see if that's what they want to get involved in." So Drew sent them an email, and then they said, "If you're not doing like a podcast kind of thing, if it's actually a real documentary, I have to pass it through Ralph and Zapkus. If they want to do it, then we'll do it." So then we sent an email back, and he said, "Sure, let's do." So we ended up interviewing them for a long time. John, Josh, and Hayden. We have like an hour and a half, 2 hour interview of them talking about it, how the whole concept started, how it finished, and all that stuff. So we went and interviewed a whole bunch of actors, and then I went to the first. I've never gone to Comic-Con, anything related to Comic-Con. So we went to MegaCon. I think it was in Florida. I'm not really sure. We went to so many of them, I don't remember. So when I went there, I saw these people like dressed up in Cobra Kai. They were, I don't know, it was so interesting to me, and I said, I think we're doing the wrong angle. I think doing Karate Kid where it was now, people already know that. It's on YouTube. You go search it, it's already there. I said, this is the story. And then we talked to some people that they have collections. Their whole house is like, there's this wonderful person, Sheila. She has, her whole house is dedicated to Karate Kid and Cobra Kai pictures and memorabilia, so many different things. I said, these are our people. So we ended up finding a whole bunch of people like that, podcast people like Peter. I'm sure you know Peter from Cobra Kai Nation.
Oh yeah, we had him on. Yeah.
He had a very wonderful story. So I changed gears now. It's just it's about the fact. Although other people like the producers and the actors, everyone's still in it, telling the story, pushing the story forward. But it's mainly about the fans now.
That's awesome. Yeah. A lot of our house is Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. We have Johnny Lawrence, Daniel LaRusso behind here. We have a signed Ralph Macchio poster.
Figures.
Yeah.
Family tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow!
So I have one. Justin has one. Our daughter has one, and then this month we're gonna get Miyagi-Do.
Wow!
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, maybe I'll have you record a video of what you just said and your tattoos and all that stuff.
Okay.
Maybe we can incorporate that in the documentary.
Awesome.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be.
You guys are in Arizona, right? You're.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Maybe we'll. I'll come out and film something.
Oh,
cool.
that'd be really cool. I would love that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that
Very
sounds
cool.
good.
Okay, cool.
So Drew told us at one point you went crease on him. Do you remember that day? That moment?
No, we were driving to Baltimore, I think, and he was driving, and then Gerry was writing a text or something. Text or posting something. I kind of know what he's talking about, but I don't know all the details. He was texting something, and I'm, when they get together, Gerry, Drew, and we have a camera operator, lovely person, Juliana. They're pretty much the same age range, and they all love music. So they end up staying all night long, playing the piano, creating music, talking about I don't know what. And I'm the only serious person, so I have to get them in check, get them in line. We need to do this, but I don't want to push them because they're having so much fun. So yeah, we were driving to Baltimore, and then Gerry, I think, was posting something, and like me in a serious tone, I just said, send that to the internet and put one of those hash browns on it. And they were kind of still for like 20 seconds, and then they started cracking up. I think that's what it's referring to. But in terms of Kreese, I think Grandpa Kreese, Drew's grandpa is like, yeah, no, I don't do any kind of Kreese stuff. But, once in a while I throw in some serious things that they laugh at. But for the most part, I'm pretty serious. So.
Love that because he had it as that you said, do you have a problem with that?
That must have been another time. That must have been after we shot his grandpa. I did say that a couple of times. Yes.
That's awesome. So do you have any favorite lines from the series or the original movies that you use or anything like that you catch yourself using, you don't even realize it?
To be honest with you, I recite a lot of words from Enter the Dragon and Scarface.
Gotcha.
on daily basis. And like anyone that asks me any kind of questions that kind of relates anything close to any of the lines in those films. But for Cobra Kai, I only seen it one time. I only saw the season one time. I really like the first season, but the rest of them, I think they kind of changed gears and they went towards a younger audience, and it kind of,
Yeah, and to keep it going as long as they did, they kind of needed to, and
they
I
had
understand
to.
it.
They had to, obviously, yes.
Yeah, I agree that there's something magical about that first season.
It is,
and like halfway through the second, even like when Kreese comes in, and there's that whole psychological warfare with Johnny and all that, and so those first like 15 episodes are just something magical.
Correct, yeah.
Just seeing the tables turned. So Johnny was such a jerk in the movies, and then see everything turned around, and he was kind of down and out. It's just
you can relate to that. You kind of say, what would have my life been if I would have, instead of this, I would have done that. I mean, sure, if he would have won first place, he would have had more confidence and been able to do whatever he wanted to do. So I think it's that's something everyone can relate to. What if I would have so many different things that comes into mind, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
And then we knew people that wouldn't watch it because they said it wasn't believable that he didn't know about the internet and apps, but now completely, we know tons of people that don't do
Yes,
anything. Yeah.
100%, 100%. My brother doesn't even have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
He does not have a cell phone. He said, I don't want a cell phone. You look at a lot of famous directors. I I can't recall who it is, but he said he doesn't have a cell phone. Anyone that calls has to call his wife. So I get it. I mean, it takes away a lot from. I mean, people have gotten used to like picking up their phone every 1 minute. Oh, who's this? Who's this? But I just kind of put my phone away, and I do like the old days when someone leaves a message, I go pick it up. You get too consumed. There's just so many things on there.
Yeah. So where does a lot of the footage come from for Kai Hards then? You said a lot of it's based on like the Comic Cons and the fans and all that. Is that
So,
where
so
majority?
So the footage is basically interviews that we done with. If you go on IMDb, you can see all the actors that we have. So we done interviews with all those people, and then and then like let's just take Peter as an example from Cobra Kai Nation. So he's a postman that he goes out, and then during his lunch break, he does a podcast. So we actually went out with him and filmed all that. We went and filmed his routine, where he goes and does his mail and where he parks when he does his podcast, what he does, how he gets ready. We show his, family side, how many kids and all that stuff. So you get to know that character before he explains all that stuff. And he goes on about talking about how he got involved and all that stuff. So we did that with like every person. So it's kind of like, what is that? For some reason, nothing is coming in my mind. Star is, what is that singing show that's on Channel 11 that they come and sing, and so before they come and do, Star something, Star Search. Star Search, yeah. Sorry, I can remember. I knew there was a star in there. So if like you take that show for example, now they're building the characters, where this person came from, where all that stuff. So when they start singing, you actually feel for them rather than just showing them sing where no one really knows who he is. So that's kind of what we're doing in this documentary. We're building up the person, and then they're telling their story. And then in the midst of that, there's conventions, there's the real actors, there's so many different things going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is time consuming.
Yeah.
Tell me
and
about
a lot of traveling too.
No one really, I think, thinks like Sensei's documentary took me 6 years. Pat's documentary took me 6 years, not full time,
Right.
but I was doing other stuff, but it took me 6 years. I think this will be done sometime next year, middle of next year, because now we got an editor and he's editing rather than me sitting down. So I'm shooting and he's editing. So there's a good possibility that's going to be wrapped up much quicker than anything else. So.
And do you get footage from like Gerry and Drew and all them too, and they send it to you?
Oh yeah, yes. Okay. So all the conventions we gone together, we shot together. Okay. Then we even did a segment on Drew about the first episode that he made and why he made that episode. We interviewed his grandpa. We even interviewed his dog. Believe it or not, yes. It's the funniest thing.
Oh, we've watched that so many times. It's
just a feel good watch.
It is.
Really is.
Yeah. It's an homage to it too, of him saying this is how much I appreciate this episode, that I'm going to do my own version because it's so great that I have to do something more than just enjoy it. So
exactly. And I love the parts where he doesn't try, like when he does stunts, he doesn't try to hide it. Like when he shoots, he does a wide shot, so you see the bed, you see that they're falling. It's just me watching Drew film, and he has so much fun with this whole thing. And you need people like that when when you make a film. You need to surround your people who actually enjoy doing or making whatever they are making.
Yeah, and if you're having a bad day, you come home from work and there's just shitty stuff going on in the whole world, and you just watch that and you just smile.
Correct. I mean, even John, Josh, and Hayden, they do say this is a karate soap opera. They're not even taking it seriously. So they're having fun with it, and they realize this is a comedy thing. But it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Were there some of the cast members of the show, were there a lot that were excited about that you're doing this as well?
Actors try to, whenever you approach them, they try to keep it monotone, whether they're excited or not excited. It's hard to tell. But what I can tell you is that Martin Cove, he is the funniest person out of all of them. I mean, he is serious, but when you don't even have to say anything. You hold a camera in his face, he'll make up something funny. He'll grab someone next to him and start saying things to that person that you've never heard before. Like we're driving in this golf cart before he has to go into the convention. He turns around and tells me all these things, and I go, "Oh, okay." But he was, out of all of them, he was the most charismatic, and just yeah. Mary, she was sweet. She was a very, very sweet person. Giovanni, I don't want to butcher his name. He
Gianni?
seemed excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gianni
Gianni.
DeCenso, yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He seemed genuinely like excited to do the interview.
We're big fans. It takes a lot to stump us on Cobra Kai for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah. So but he actually hit Dimitri turned out to be one of our favorite
Yeah,
characters.
very nice guy, very nice.
Yeah.
For me, it's just Drew is my can I call a friend? Anything Cobra Kai?
Yeah,
Hey,
your
Drew.
lifeline. Yeah.
He's actually went to Cobra Kai convention, and he goes up and does trivia.
Trivia. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he actually he corrected us on one of our answers
Yep.
for the one who
Oh,
said
yeah,
the
yeah,
F
for
word
this.
first.
Oh yeah, and I think the series that after they shot the third season, and then I think there was something else you got.
Yeah, that and then Nestor was actually the first one to use the F bomb, not Robbie. And I was like,
But it just
Ah.
that's
wasn't in
true. It was in
English. Yeah.
Spanish.
Yep.
Like, oh, Drew, yeah, okay, we've met our match. Fair enough.
When
So,
you
yeah.
go to these conventions, there's a lot of people. You can relate to a lot of people if you're really into this thing. You
Oh, yeah.
probably will meet tons and tons of people. Hopefully, they'll come to Arizona too. I think they're
Yeah.
thinking of doing every state, so you'll see them
Very
there.
Okay,
cool.
we'll watch
That'd be
out for it
awesome.
for sure. Yeah, we'll get a couple like geese and go have some fun. So.
Yeah, it'll be kind of like the Star Trek convention. Who
Yeah.
knew that
Okay.
Star Trek
Yeah.
was going to be so popular?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
I remember going to the first one that they had in Disneyland Hotel. George Takei was there, and maybe altogether like 200-300 people. That's it. But now the funny thing is, we were at one of these conventions, and we were behind stage where the actors come and eat and all that stuff, and we were just setting up our gear, and we sat down at this table. And then this guy comes and sits right next to me, and I look at him. I don't know who he is, so I don't say anything. And he's talking, and then I'm just like nice to them and responding back, but I have no idea who he is. And then when he gets up and starts, I said, "Oh my God, that's George the guy." I didn't recognize him at all. I didn't recognize there, but I met so many people that I wanted to meet. It was very easy to approach people. But anyways, we're getting off the subject.
Oh, you're
Go
good.
ahead.
You're good. We just treat this as a conversation, so it's all good. You can.
Okay.
If there's anything you want to talk about, go for it. So it's all
Oh
good.
my God, I can go on for hours and hours, but I'm sure we don't have the time for all that stuff. But
I mean, we've had 4-hour episodes. So.
oh my God.
We have. So, did you watch Karate Kid Legends?
Yes, we actually had a Karate Kid Legends with Drew. We had like a party that we invited a whole bunch of people. Yeah, we did watch it.
What did you think of that movie?
I think they were trying to fit too many different aspects of Karate Kid into one. How it started with the kid teaching the father how to defend himself, and I love that. I wish that would have continued throughout the whole thing. And when Ralph came in, I love Ralph. He's a nice guy, but it was forced. It was like trying to push two stories into one. I think they know that too, but they released it anyways. But that's what I think. Yeah, I think they were just trying to do too many things.
Yeah. I felt that way.
The same thing with Mission Impossible. The last one, they were trying to exact same thing. They were trying to fit in just way too many things. The one before that, The Reckoning, the first one was really good. The second one, yeah,
Not so much.
yeah, not so much. Yeah.
So, this is something that we ask everybody that's on the show because Justin is a drummer and our podcast is called Drumming Up Conversation. Who is your favorite drummer?
The first, okay, so I have a little story. In seventh grade, my dad said, why don't you go learn some music? I said, no, that's not a bad idea, sure. But I'm not a musical. I've tried so many things. My head is not music. So they go around, they have all the instruments going. They have a flute, they have drums, they have guitar, they have everything. And they say, you guys go around and just like see what works for you guys. So I go around and I do everything and I pick up the drumstick and I start hitting. I said, I think this one might work for me. So I only did it in seventh grade. That's it. I didn't continue, but as far as I learned, it was the Mama Papa roll. I don't know if they still call it that, but yeah, the drum roll, like a Mama Papa, Mama Papa. Yeah. And then I learned a little bit, but yeah, I'm okay with drumming. But the person that stands out is Sheila E. I think Sheila E. is the one that I remember that they gave. For me, that's the first person that they started getting a spotlight to, and she was really, I don't know, that's the first person. Second person, I would say the drummer of Rush.
Neil Peart?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit of a fan.
Oh, so. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's my guy for sure. So
yeah.
And I think, in my opinion, I think drums helps with martial arts because it's all fluid motion. You're using all your limbs. So
correct. But the problem is you got to do 2-3 things at the same time. I'm not good at that. I can do one thing.
A lot of thought has to go into it too.
Yes.
You have to think and not think at the same time.
And not think at the same time.
Because if you think too much, you screw up. So
correct.
Yeah.
Do you play the drums?
Me?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I've been playing since I was 6.
Oh wow, so. 6! Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
We have a home studio we have the home studio for the podcast. We also have a home studio for recording music.
Wow.
And the whole room is a drum set.
Oh wow. Your neighbors must love you.
We soundproofed it. So it's not. Yeah. So and I only play it like certain times of the day.
Oh, so. Cool. We have a neighbor like 2 houses down that at 8 o'clock exactly. He starts playing for 2 hours, but it's not soundproof. The whole street hears that.
Yeah, we would not record after 8 p.m.
Oh no, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. So. Wow.
So where can our listeners find you and everything you're doing about the documentary?
Instagram. I would say if they want to learn about the documentary Kayvon's Instagram, that's where we post their stuff, and then there's a website that we have, the Scotland Pictures. Majority of the stuff is posted there. Yes.
Okay, cool. And because we want everyone to watch what you've done prior and everything too, and follow what you're doing, coming up and everything with Kayvon's and beyond that. So.
Yeah, I have Instagram is where I post most of my stuff too as well. It's either they can put in my whole name, Kayvon Derak Shanian, or they can do the short version, Kevin Derak. They'll find me. Okay. It's easy to find me.
And we'll put that in the notes and everything too, the links and everything. Cool. So yeah, absolutely.
And is the fundraiser for the documentary still open?
Yes, it's still open. It's still open. Yes. We're hoping the reason for doing fundraising is to attract producers that come in with the majority of the funds. So the funds that we started, the 30,000 that we have, that's just to get us started filming. But to get the whole thing done, it needs way, way more. You're talking about like 150. So usually, like all my documentaries, we started out like that, and then towards the very end, which has happened to me like 3 times already. Like a month before, someone calls and says, "Hey, Kevin, how much do you need? I think this is great. I need." So that's what the fundraising is about, trying to get like a momentum going for someone that wants to put in the rest. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you want to email that to us, that way we have the correct link and everything, we can post that too. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
of course.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
We
taking the time
appreciate
to
it. Yeah,
talk to
Thank
us.
you.
it's been great. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
That was so much fun.
Nice guy.
What a nice, I mean, this is what I love about it. We've never met this person before. We've just done some research that we can do. And I'm glad I find little tidbits of things to just bring
Yeah.
up, like the plastic guns and spray painting them. And I like hearing, how did you find out about that?
And hearing that, yeah,
Can you
today,
imagine?
it wouldn't fly, but to have an officer tell you, well, why don't you go to a public park? You
Well,
know?
because they knew that they would have
Yeah.
to get permits and
Yeah.
stuff, so they were just diverting
Yeah.
the attention. But yeah, I mean, that's some crap that I was doing when I was a kid too. And I still need to get this thing digitized and bring it
Yeah.
out, but our film was a lot of fun
Or
too.
even the Halloween short that we did
Oh yeah, with Matt.
um the filming we did in Chandler. I half expected the police to show up for that also.
Yeah, because we were walking down the street with a knife and
Yeah,
all that,
machete, um, full mask.
full mask. And I had a mask, and Michael Myers had a mask.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
um,
and Curly, what's his name?
yeah,
Was running around with the trench coat on.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah. Yep.
shenanigans. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sketchy neighborhood.
Yes.
It's a neighborhood I would not normally visit.
Yes. Yeah. But
Um,
it was a lot of
it was
fun.
a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but anyway, we're getting away from it, but that was a lot of fun. He's done a lot. Like we've watched the stuff we watched the Miyagi stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it was I had already known about the Yuma and internment and all
Internment,
that.
yeah.
But it was great to see the more in-depth process of it and how long he was there and what he went through and
Mm-hmm.
talking about it and just all that footage was great. And then Mark being a martial artist, that's
Mm-hmm.
really cool. Um, just learning about all that and just the mutual friends we have now, I would say, with Drew and Gerry, and then before that, Peter's
Yeah.
been brought up on the last
Yeah.
two. We're big fans of Peter and good
Mm-hmm.
friends with Peter. He even reached out to us when we had Drew and Gerry on and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, thanks for the shout out, man." I'm like, absolutely,
Absolutely.
dude. Like, you were like the first real big Cobra Kai guest we had on that like would challenge us to a trivia contest.
Everyone that we've had on the podcast are good people doing good things.
Yes. And having great conversations with
Yes.
them and making it, we want to learn as much about you as we can.
Mm.
And Kayvon's no exception. He was just great to talk to. His story is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Just, coming from Iran, going through all that and everything that was going on at the time he came over.
Yeah.
I don't think I was born yet when that was going on, but I still remember
Still is.
I still remember the residuals though
Yes.
growing
Yes.
up.
Yes.
So,
For sure.
yeah, I was, I still remember that being a kid and everything, but just that him and I kind of took karate about the same time, same age, not same time. We're a little
Right.
different in age,
Yeah.
but same age that we were. So I was about 8 or 9 when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I do think drums helped because I had that
I can
coordination.
imagine. Yeah.
And it's funny that that's the instrument he picked up,
Yeah.
which is really
So
cool to hear
cool.
that. See, when we don't ask that question, he doesn't tell that story, and
Exactly.
that to me is awesome. That's the instrument he picked up, and he's like, I did it for a year. It's like, hey, a year of drums is better than no years of drums. So
It's more than I've done in drums.
yeah, well, we've tried.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a drummer at heart. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm drummer adjacent.
and yeah, just talking about all that, and again, we don't do this to try and get anything out of it, but
Mm-mm.
if we could, that'd be really cool to be in there in the documentary. I'm not going to say, I don't want to. We definitely are going to do the help with the fundraising and stuff too. We're going to chip in on that. We just weren't sure where to find it because I had an email about it and then I clicked on it, it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, because I think
It just
when
expired.
it first came out, I think is that when we were in the process of the move and buying the house? I think so.
No, it was when I lost my job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Yep.
was around April.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, cool, we'll do it in May, and then that April 30th happened, and
Yeah.
I was out of work for a month,
Yeah.
and then by the time I went back to it, it was didn't go. But he's going to send us all that, and
Awesome.
we'll help with that,
Yeah.
however we can, and then just the tattoos, and then we're seriously getting the Miyagi Dos this month.
Yep.
Because it is November 1st officially today.
Mm-hmm.
So our guys supposed to reach out to us soon, and our two-time guest, actually, we've had him on a couple times. Paul Voorhees, who has the greatest Halloween name.
Maybe we can capture some video while we're getting these too.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
I don't
Let's do
see
a
why.
TikTok episode. I'm sure he'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
He's all into social media, so we could set that up and record that. That'd be a lot of fun. Mine's going to be a little more custom. I'm not sure what you're doing, but I don't want to talk about it yet. But the background colors are going to be a little different than the
Gotcha.
original version, and we're getting the one with the eagle.
Yes.
So we're getting the newest version of it, where it has the eagle, because it kind of covers the short-lived eagle thing.
I'm an
So
Eagle Fang fan.
it was just so short-lived that
I know.
no, I mean, you have the three-quarter sleeve shirt and everything too.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's
Yeah.
great. And they even mentioned that in the episode, that like how how long lived is it? You've had it for 5 minutes, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm pretty sure you got it from that poster.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. That's
So,
awesome.
But we're definitely doing that. So stay tuned for that.
Yep.
We'll be probably doing that next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If not sooner.
Awesome. All right. Intro and outro music is provided by Arizona prog metal band Temporal Displacement. You can email us at drummingupconversation@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Drumming Up Conversation, and on X at Drum Conversing. And you can listen to our audio version of the podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can watch our video version on YouTube. And don't forget to follow us, subscribe, rate it, and tell a friend.
And if we are still doing segments for our 200th episode, so if you would like to be a part of that, please let us know.
Yep.
I need to reposition this microphone. So we just got back from the parents, and everything's we kind of hodgepodged it.
Yeah.
So if you noticed earlier in the episode, this kind of started tilting.
I was
We
gonna
just
say,
need to
it looks like it's
reposition that.
falling. All right.
So for Drumming Up Conversation, and I always love doing this, we have Cobra Kai guests on. For Drumming Up, or Karate Kid guests as well. For Drumming Up Conversation, I'm Justin Wood.
I'm Andrea Wood.
No mercy. Do you have a
Drumming up conversation.